What Satan is fighting now in your life is your use of time. You know what you ought to do. These are the things that gives room for the next dimension of you to manifest. You can spend 7 years in the university. The fact that you are inside university for 7 years is not a guarantee that you graduated, because it's not the duration of time spent that qualifies you. It is your capacity to meet up the requirement for every stage of various classes you go through. So there is something you should do with that time that makes you qualified to enter the next level. Physically, by time reading, you are now a man, but by growth and transformation, you are still a baby. You are 30 by chronological time. Then we carry the responsibility of, by this time, they put it on you. Then you start crumbling. It's a sign that you have not honored time. Something will happen in your life as a proof that time was wasted. You know how my invitation started? I was not the one they invited. They invited another man of God that was obviously more influential than myself. Then he had a challenge. He needed to attend to his dad. He told me to go and cover for him for that day. So the plan was, I will only cover for that day. Then he will come the next day. Have your host ever talked to you with anger before? When I went, I was under the rain. I now shifted with my luggage and stayed quietly. The people saw me in the airport. They were full of despise. They showed up lackadaisically, and I said, what took you so long? You know what the guy said? I said, I'm coming now. I said, no honor for me. Then right inside the car where they were taking me from the airport to the hotel, they made a call to my hearing to book another smaller room. So I don't deserve the room that was reserved for the senior man. When I had small room, I said, oh, but they don't see me finish. When I entered the room, there was stench of tobacco. Somebody just smoked inside the place. I said, this place is smelling. The guy said, somebody will come and put air freshener here. They came to pick me by 5 p.m. When they came, they didn't call me. They just knocked on the door arrogantly. Back, 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 back. They say, it's time. I came out. Meanwhile, he has kept me in the wilderness for long. For a long time, I've been preaching to people. I've been speaking to people. I've been preparing as though I'm talking to the world. First session, that evening, I climbed up and I spoke for 15 minutes. And the atmosphere became tense. Then the Spirit of God took hold of my vocal cord. You know, every time a man is despised, God's jealousy flows towards his direction. I knew that utterance was supplied. Then the elders that sat at the front row, they stood up with their jotters. The power of God began to wrought wonders from different corners of the hall. Then they wrote a note quickly and came to put on the pulpit. You can stay for extra 30 minutes. You know what? I did not add the 30 minutes. When we finished that first session, they were taking me to the hotel. I discovered that the direction we're going has changed. Now we entered a lift. I didn't know that there was a lift in the hotel, somewhere that is quiet. I now saw that there is fruits everywhere already arranged. So these are for the nobles. They now say, you know what? Help us call Apostle. Let him not come for the next day. Since you have started, just finish it. If you don't use time well, you will continue to walk past opportunities and not recognize them. Some of you, one meeting is all God calculated into the plan for your change of season. If only you prepared well. It was ordained that there will be a day where they will give you 5 minutes and say, come and lead prayer. And in that 5 minutes, something will be unveiled that will become the foundation. You continue to underperform at every level. Even the certificate in your hand is not a true reflection of your capacity. You knew that if you gave more time to what you needed to do, you are better than this. This is how Satan wants you at every level. Continue to recycle mediocrity because you don't use time well. It is time that helps you recognize opportunities.